99% of the case, the syllabus will be exactly matching each other. An important thing is that so we will be conducting exams on every weekend, like on all the Sundays. We will send you a link for examination. So the exam is very strict, and it is compulsory to attend the exams. So it is like we will send you one link for the exam, so you can log into that link using your email ID, and you can attend the exam. So on each week, we will conduct exam based on the syllabus that we covered during that week. And also for each classes, you will have problem sheets. Also, you will have lecture notes. We will also share the lecture notes through online, and also problem sheets and other materials. So all these materials will be shared through Google Drive. I think we have already shared that Google Drive link with you. So you can just get into that Google Drive before and after each and every class. Get into the Google Drive and check what is uploaded new, and do the assignments. Okay. So the one very important thing is that you have to check your email regularly, and you have to check the Google Drive regularly. And after each live session, we will upload the recording in YouTube, and we will share you the link. So it will not be a public video; it will be a private video in YouTube, and we will give access those who registered. Okay. And one thing is about payment. So most of you have already did the payment, and you also registered in the application form after the payment. So some of you have did the payment and they did not fill the form after payment. So if anybody of you already did the payment and yet to fill the form after the payment, please fill that form, because then only we know that you have paid. So please communicate your payment details with us. And those who didn't pay, so we request them to pay as soon as possible, because we may restrict the number of people. So once those who pay first will give the preference. So if anybody have any doubts regarding the payment details, you can contact us, or it would be already there in your mail. So before contacting us, you please check your mail and WhatsApp, because for all registered candidates, we send all the details through mail and WhatsApp. So I am putting my number here in the chat box. So if for any queries, you can contact me in that number. Okay. So today we are making the class at morning 8 a.m. So this time may change later, because it also depends upon the time of the faculty, and also right now we are in lockdown, so everyone is free during daytime. We are free during daytime, and later this may change. So time we will change it according to the convenience of everyone. But even if you miss any classes because of any network issue or any other problems, the recording will be available. So you please access the recording and watch those. But live sessions are mandatory. You are strictly you are highly encouraged to attend all the live sessions, because once the recording will pile up, then it will not be very easy for you to follow the classes. So live sessions are mandatory, and if you miss any classes, and if you are convincing us that you missed because of genuine reason, then we will give you the access to the recording. Okay. So somebody is asking that how much is the amount? The amount is 3,000 rupees, which includes everything, which includes the course, which includes the study material, problem sheets, weekend exams, and the final mock test, everything, included everything. You have to pay 3,000 rupees for the 1 month course, for the complete course. It is a 1 month, we are planning a 1 month course, but we don't know when the exams will come. So that is one important thing that many students ask, that when the Central University exam will come. We don't know because of COVID. So no university has scheduled their exams so far. No notification came. So we don't know when the exams will happen, but usually it happens in June. So it may happen in June or July. For example, Cochin University has already scheduled it. Cochin University scheduled it for June 12th. So we are planning to wind up the course before that. So we are planning a 1 month course, and if we we have already I think we have already shared the workload and the lecture hours which we will devote for each topic. So 1 month means usually one class will take 1.5 hours. So in some days, usually on weekends or on convenient days, we will put extra classes so that we can cover the complete syllabus in 1 month. And then you can study your own. So that is the plan. This is a 1 month crash course. So this will not go till exam, but we will cover the syllabus. Once the syllabus is covered, then the course will be stopped. And we will conduct exams throughout the time of the course duration. And after the course, you can access the recording till your exams and you can keep preparing. And one important thing is that please do not expect that we will teach you everything. Like, so as I already mentioned, it's a 1 month crash course. So we will be we will be covering the syllabus. We will make you practice sample problems, but do not expect the same question to be in the question paper. So it is upon your preparation. You have to prepare yourself. You have to go to extra materials. You have to go to the drive that we share and the material that we share. So please do everything. Also, please make your own efforts and practice for solving more problems so that you can clear all the exams. So these exams are not that highly competitive. So if you make a try, you will definitely clear them. So this is not like IIT, JEE or NEET exam. It is not that competitive. Less number of people writes the PG entrance exams, and very less number of people prepare, and very less get very good coaching. So if you make a good preparation, if you devote some time for your studies, you will definitely clear it. It will be very easy. So this is the course plan. So people are asking how much is the fee? The fee is 3,000 rupees for the complete course. Yeah, so that's it. So is there any other questions? So you can also put the questions in the chat box, or else you can unmute your mic and ask me your questions so that I can address it. And then we will give the platform to Dr. Rajkumar. He will start with general organic chemistry today. Any questions? Anybody? Sabil, what about tomorrow's schedule? Should we share it now? Should we tell something?
No, tomorrow there is no class, and the next class is on Monday.
Okay, so there will be no class tomorrow. Tomorrow you have a holiday for chemistry people. And Monday you will have class, and Monday's class link we will share you through email and also through WhatsApp. So please keep checking your email. Okay, so in coming days we will be restricting the communication only to email, not through WhatsApp. Okay. So anything else, Sabil? Anything else to mention, or otherwise we?
No, that's it. We can start the session anyway.
Okay, sir. Okay. So Dr. Rajkumar sir, so you can start. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vijas. And let me share my screen. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible. You are audible.
Yeah, okay. So very good morning to all the students. Hope my screen is visible to you all.
Yes, it's visible. Perfect.
Okay. So is it visible now?
Yes, sir. It is. It's clear.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Very fine. So very good morning to all. So in this session, so we are going to discuss general organic chemistry, so which covers the basic concepts of organic. So when you take or when you go through some of the question papers, previous year questions papers, you might have come across the problems from IUPAC nomenclature and electrophiles and nucleophiles and nucleophilicity and the types of organic reactions and importantly isomerism. Okay. and also it have seen some problems on acidity, basicity concepts of organic compounds, and the concept of dipole moment and hydrogen bonding. So the strength of hydrogen bonding or the different types of hydrogen bonding you have come across. So in today's session, I'm going to discuss the IUPAC nomenclature system, and the next class I'll try to cover these important concepts under general organic chemistry. So I request the students, if you have any doubts, you can stop me at any time. Okay, let me clarify your doubts and we will proceed further. And after completing today's session, so I am planning to discuss some of the previous year questions from central universities. Okay. And IUPAC nomenclature, I hope there are students from first year and second year also. So I'll teach basic the IUPAC nomenclature, IUPAC rules to name the organic compounds. Okay. So before going into the rules, you should know what is a primary carbon and secondary carbon and tertiary carbon. Okay. So a primary carbon which is attached to only one carbon atom. Look at this example here. Okay. So this is CH3, you can see, and this carbon. Okay, I'm circling this carbon. So this carbon is attached with only one carbon atom, and then this is said to be a primary carbon atom. Look at this, the circled carbon, you can see. So this carbon is attached with two carbon atoms. So hence it is said to be a secondary carbon. And another example, you can see. So this carbon, so which is bonded with three carbon atoms, and this is said to be a tertiary carbon atom. Similarly, if it is bonded with four different carbon atoms, then it is a quaternary carbon. So this is a basic thing. I have seen some of the questions, from this differentiation of primary, secondary, and tertiary carbon. Okay, and look at this example. So what is this? This is a primary or secondary or tertiary carbon. So this carbon is bonded with only one carbon atom. So this is a primary carbon. And look at this. So this carbon atom which is bonded with three carbon atoms. Hence it is a tertiary carbon. And look at this. So this is a primary. So this carbon which is bonded with only this carbon atom. So you cannot consider this and this also. So directly, which is, you can see now, so the direct attachment, okay, it's a primary carbon. And look at this example. So the nature of this carbon. So this carbon is bonded with, direct bond. Okay, hence it is a primary carbon atom. And look at this carbon. So this carbon is bonded with three different carbon atoms. You can see the methyl here, another methyl, and propyl group here. Hence it is a tertiary carbon atom. So look at this carbon. So this is a primary. So this carbon atom which is directly bonded with only this carbon. Hence it is a primary carbon atom. And look at this. So this is a secondary carbon atom. Look at this circled. So this carbon is bonded with this carbon and with this carbon atom. So you cannot consider the bonding. This CH2 group is bonded with the methyl group. Okay. But only thing is you have to look at the direct bonding. And look at this carbon. So this is a secondary carbon atom. Okay. So this is a basic thing you might have come across. And this is another example here. So this is a self-assessment. Okay. You can work out this problem. You can identify each carbon atom, whether this is a primary or secondary or tertiary carbon atom. Okay. And the number of carbon atoms is there. So if there is only one carbon atom, can classify as a methane. And if it is have two carbon atom, this is ethane. This is simple alkanes, has hydrocarbons. So ethane. If it is three carbon atom, so propane, butane, pentane, hexane, heptane, octane, nonane, and decane. This is a simple hydrocarbon. If it's a number of carbon atoms 6, then it is a hexane. Okay. This is a basic thing. and this is a root word. Okay, meth, eth, prop, but, pent, hex. This is a root word for the number of carbon chain, and if it is 11 carbon, undec, dodec, tridec. Okay, it goes on. And so this is the Kekulé structure for methane, and this is a condensed structure CH4, and this is ball stick model. Okay, similarly for ethane, for propane, for butane. Okay, so this is a prefix. So what is the prefix? If it is, there are two, can use the prefix di. If it is three, can use the prefix tri. It goes on: tetra, penta, hexa, hepta, octa, nona, and deca. If it is a 10, you can use the prefix deca. Okay, so I'd like to show some of the common functional groups. So RCOOH. So this is a carboxylic acid and sulfonic acid, RSO3H. It's a sulfonic acid, and ester, RCOOR dash. And look at this. This is an aldehyde, RCHO. And if it is RCOR dash, okay, if it is a alkyl group or aryl group, then it is a ketone functional group, and this is RCONH2. So this is amide functional group, and this is alcohol, ROH. R may be any alkyl group. If it is aryl group, then it comes under phenol. Okay, so this is thiol, RSH, and this is amine, RNH2. So this is ether, RO or dash or R. Okay, this is the ether functional group, and this is a cyanide, RCN, cyanide or nitrile. So this is simple alkane. So only a sigma bond is there, and if it is a carbon-carbon double bond, it is an alkene. If it is a triple bond, it is an alkyne. Okay, so I would like to show some of the priorities if there are more than one functional group, and which group gets higher priority. Okay, so this is the priority order. So carboxylic acid gets higher priority, and then aldehyde, then ketone. You should memorize this priority order. Then only can give the IUPAC name for the organic compounds, and you should also know the prefix. If it is carboxylic acid, you should use the prefix carboxy, and suffix, no, it's oic acid, pentanoic acid similarly. Okay, I will explain in detail later, and this is the prefix. Okay, so this is the chart. So the order of functional group priority. So carboxylic acid gets higher priority, and the priority order decreases from top to bottom. Okay, you can see ketone, alcohol, amines. Alkene gets higher priority than alkyne. So I have seen some of the questions from central universities. They have given both carbon-carbon double bond and triple bond, and they asked to give the IUPAC nomenclature for the particular organic compound. Okay, I will explain in detail. I am going to discuss each functional group. Okay, and some of the common alkyl groups. Okay, if it is there, and you have to give a you have to replace the alkane ANE with YL. Okay, if it is a CH4, we have seen some methane. Okay, if one hydrogen is replaced, okay, with CH3, can give the name methyl or methyl. You can see ethyl or ethyl, N-propyl. So if it is 4 carbon, so butyl. And you can see if it is branching at second carbon, then can give the isopropyl and isobutyl. If it is a 4 carbon, can give the name of isobutyl. And you can see this is secondary butyl, and this is a tertiary butyl. Okay, so this is the alternate names for the substituents. I will explain with examples, then you will understand everything. So this is a neopentyl skeletal structure, and this is very, very important. Okay, when you are giving the substituent name, can give ethyl. Okay, you can give methyl. If it is CH3, you can give the name methyl or ethyl, CH2, CH3. So these are all some examples. So they'll give the structure, and you have to give the IUPAC name for the particular organic compound. So how do you name the organic structure? using some certain IUPAC rules. So I'm going to explain one rule with examples. The first rule. Is it clear? If you have any doubts, you can stop me at any time. Is it fine? I request the students. You can unmute yourself and you can say yes or no. Shall I proceed further? I request any students.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So I'm going to explain each rule with examples. First rule, you have to determine the number of carbon atoms. You have to choose the longest continuous carbon chain. Okay, so the hydrocarbon, it becomes the last name. Look at this example here. So you have to give a number from this. Okay, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the longest chain, longest continuous carbon chain. So you cannot give the number from this. Okay, let me give you now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I am giving numbering from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 6 carbon chain. But the rule is you have to choose the long continuous carbon chain. So you have to give the name. Look at this. So this is right. So why can't from this end 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I am giving a numbering from left to right, also you can see. So there are longest chain, say 8 carbon chain. If I am giving from right to left, you can also see 8 carbon chain. But I have to give from this wrong one. Okay, why? So the substituents is the lowest number. If I am giving from right to left, you can see. So the methyl substituent gets at the 4th carbon chain. And if I am giving from left to right, so the substituents, you can see the substituents at the 5th carbon. So the rule is I have to choose the substituents gets the lowest priority. Okay. Name 4. You have to give the substituents. So in the 4th carbon, you can see methyl group. So 4 methyl, the longest chain, it's a 8 carbon atom. So this is a simple hydrocarbon. So it should end with ANE. So 4 methyl octate. So this is the IUPAC name of the particular this compound. Okay, you cannot give the name like. So this is the another example here. So this is the longest chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So where is the substituents? In the 4th position, you can see the substituents. So CH2, CH3, this is ethyl. So 4 ethyl, the root word, in the parent hydrocarbon. So 8 carbon atom. So this is a simple hydrocarbon. Only a single bond is there. So octane. So 4 ethyl octane. So this is the IUPAC name for this compound. So another example here. So this is the longest chain. If I'm giving numbering like this, 5, 6, 7. So only 7 carbon atom. So this is the wrong. So the first rule is you have to choose the longest hydrocarbon, longest continuous carbon chain. So you can see the substituents. The 4th carbon. So this is the substituent. So 4 propyl. Okay. So 4 propyl octane. So this is the first rule. I think this is clear. So you have to choose the longest carbon chain. So that is called a parent hydrocarbon. And the second rule. So the chain, the carbon chain is numbered in the direction that gives the substituents as a lower number as possible. I have said earlier. I said earlier. You can see. So the preference. So you should not give the number like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is a wrong one because the substituent, okay, here the methyl is a substituent, gets the lowest priority. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the second position, you can see the methyl. So how do you give the IUPAC nomenclature for this compound? So 2 methyl. So there are 5 carbon atoms. I said earlier the root word is for pentane. If it is 5 carbon, it's a pent. Okay. And if it is an alkane, so only single bond is there, sigma bond is there, so it should end with a ANE. So the IUPAC name for this compound is 2-methyl. So in the second position, there's a methyl. So 2-methyl pentane is the IUPAC name for this compound. Another example here, you can see. So this is a numbering system. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the longest carbon chain. You have to choose the longest chain. And you have to look at the substituents. You should get the lowest number. So third position, you can see the ethyl substituent. So 3-ethyl. So the longest chain is a 6 carbon atom. So hex. The root word is hex. It is a simple hydrocarbon. So it ends with the ANE. It's a suffix word. So 3-ethyl hexane is the IUPAC name. Another example here. Look at this substituents. So I have seen the previous slide, slides. So substituents, methyl, ethyl, propyl, isopropyl. So here, in the fourth position, you can see the isopropyl substituent. So 4-isopropyl. You have to mention the number, position of substituents. So that's why here they have given 4. You have to mention the position of the substituent, whether it is first, second position, or third position, or fifth or sixth. You have to mention. So in the 4-isopropyl, so you have to choose the longest chain. So 8 carbon atoms, so oct. Okay, and this is a simple hydrocarbon. It's ending with the ANE. So octane. So 4-isopropyl octane. So this is the IUPAC name for this compound. And the third rule, we have seen the first rule is you have to choose the longest chain. The second rule, you have to give the lowest priority number for the substituents. The third rule is, suppose if there are more than one substituent attached to the parent hydrocarbon, what will you do? You can see. So there are 2 substituents. Okay. So the substituents are listed in alphabetical. So you have to give the alphabetical order with each substituent getting the appropriate number. Suppose you can give the number like this: 1, 2, 3 from left to right. What happens if you are giving from right left? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fourth position substituents gives the priority. But if I am giving from left to right, the third position, the substitute gets the priority. So the second rule, what it says, you have to give the lowest, as low as possible for the substituents. Okay, and this is the numbering. You have to give the, so you should not give the number like this. Okay, this is not the correct. And you can see, so in the third position, some methyl. In the fifth position, there is the ethyl. Okay, you can see, third position, there is a methyl substituent. Fifth position, there is a ethyl substituent. So which should come first? Here you have to follow the alphabetical. So here is a methyl, is ethyl. So in alphabetical order, E first. Okay, so you can give, it gets a high priority in the substituents. So you have to mention in the fifth carbon there is a ethyl substituent. So 5-ethyl. In the third carbon there is a methyl substituent. So E in the first letter of ethyl and the first letter of methyl. So E gets high priority in the alphabetical order. And third substitutes. So 5 have to follow the hyphen. This is very important. So 5-ethyl. Okay. Then hyphen substituents. Another hyphen. Methyl. Then the longest chain, you can see this is an 8 carbon atom. The root word for 8 is oct, and this is a simple hydrocarbon. Only sigma bond is there. No double bond or triple bond is there. So it should end with ANE. So 5-ethyl, 3-methyl octane. Okay, so this is not a wrong. So this is a, because what happens here? So 4 ethyl. So this is not get the lowest priority. Okay, the substituents gets the lowest as number as possible. So here in the third position there is a substituent. If I am giving from left to right, in right to left, you can see in the fourth position the substituent gets. So this is a wrong one and correct one. Okay, this is the third rule. And if there are more substituents, and we have to use the prefixes, the same substituent repeat dimethyl or triethyl, you have to use the prefix di, tri, and tetra, and used to indicate how many identical substituents are present in the compound. Okay, you can see. First rule, you have to choose the longest chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the second rule, you have to give the substituents as much as lowest number. If I am giving from this end 1, 2, 3, the substituents at the third position gets in number. But if I am giving from this side, in the second position, the substituents gets the numbering. So you have to choose this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then another third rule, we have to give the position of the substituents. So in second position there is a methyl substituent. In fourth position also there is a methyl substituent. Then you have to use the prefix di. If it is 2, di. If it is 3, you can use the prefix tri, and tetra. It goes on. So the numbering is 2, 4. In second position and fourth position also there is a 2 substituents. So 2, 4 dimethyl, because 2 methyl group dimethyl, and you have to follow the root word. So the longest chain is a 6 carbon atom. So the root word is hex, and this is a hydrocarbon, simple alkane. So end with ANE. So 2, 4 dimethyl hexane. So IUPAC name for this particular structure. Look at this example. So this is 1. I'm giving numbering. You have to choose the longest chain 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the longest chain, and you have to give the number for the substituents. So here you can see in third position there are 2 methyl substituents. Okay, so you have to mention 3, 3, and the fourth position also there are 2 methyl. So 3, 3, 4, 4. So totally there are 4 methyl groups. So tetramethyl. The longest chain is a 7 carbon chain. So root word is hept and end with ANE. So 3, 3, 4, 4 tetramethyl heptane. Is it clear? And the number and word are separated by a hyphen. This is, you have to follow this strictly. So 3, 3, 4, 4, then followed by the hyphen. So tetramethyl, you have to mention the substituents, whether it is a prefix di or tri or tetra or penta or hexa, hepta, hecta. Okay, you have to mention. Then the root word for the longest chain. So the longest chain is a 7 carbon atom. So hep, it should end with ANE, heptane. Okay, then. So you may have a doubt. So when we are following the alphabetical order, whether we should consider di or tri or tetra, so they are ignored. Look at this example. So here, the numbering. So 3, 3, 6 triethyl. So 1, 2. I'm giving numbering. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is numbering. This is the longest chain. You can see the substituents. So in third carbon there are 2 substituents, ethyl, and 6 also you can see ethyl substituent. In 7th position there is a methyl substituent. Whether the methyl should come the prefix or ethyl. Here, the di, tri, and tetra, it's a secondary or tertiary, they are ignored in the alphabetic. You should not consider this. You have to consider this one, this letter, no, ethyl or methyl. Okay, so in E letter gets the higher priority in the alphabetical order, not T. So you should ignore this di, tri, tetra, and prefix, etc. So the name is 3,3,6. So you can see triethyl. In 7 position, there is a methyl substituent. So 7-methyl, the longest chain is decane. Okay. And if it is iso, isobutyl or neopentyl, cyclo, they are not ignored in the alphabetic. Look at this example. And this is 5-isopropyl. 2-methyl. Okay. Octane. Here, you should consider this letter. It should not be ignored. Okay, so it comes to prefix. So 5-isopropyl, 2-methyl, oct is the root word octane. So you have to look at. So in this slide, these two are very important. You cannot give the priority order for a di, tri, tetra, and all. Okay, they can be ignored, but you cannot ignore the iso, neo, cyclo prefix. Okay, then. Fourth rule. So when both direction gives the same lowest number, what will I do? You can see here. If I am giving numbering from this end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I am giving numbering from this end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see. So the red and green. If I am giving from left to right or right to left, so both gets the same, lowest substituents as possible. But what you will do, you have to choose the direction that gives the lowest possible number to one of the remaining substituents. You have to go through the second substituents. Okay, you can see 2, 2. So which is the correct one? Whether green or red? Any student? Which is the correct one? Red one or green one?
Green.
Yes, because you have to look at the another substituent that should also get the lowest possible number. So 2, 2. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 2, and on the 4 there's a methyl substituents. So totally 3 methyl. So you have to use the prefix tri. So 2, 2, 4 trimethyl pentane. Not 2, 4. This is not. So this is the wrong IUPAC name for this compound. Okay. Look at this example. Here 6-ethyl. So the lowest possible you have to give 6-ethyl 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So you have to follow the alphabetical order. You cannot give the methyl. You may think, sir, D, A, B, C, D. D gets a higher priority in the alphabetical order. I said you should ignore this di, tri, tetra, and all. You have to consider only this word, E and M. Okay, so E gets higher priority in the alphabetical order. So in the 6th position, there is a ethyl substituent, and 3rd and 4th position, there are 2 methyl substituents. So you have to give 6-ethyl, 3, 4, dimethyl. So the root word for the longest chain is oct. So it's an octane. Okay. Then, so if the substituent numbers are obtained in both direction, the first group is the lowest number. You can see. If there are halogen substituents, you can see. So this is the in alphabetical order, B gets higher priority than C. So you have to give the number from this end: 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2-bromo 3 chloro, and there is a 4 carbon. So the root word is bute. Since it is an alkane, you have to give the suffix ane. So 2 bromo, 3 chloro, butane. Now you cannot give the number from this end. 2 chloro. Okay, this is also right methane, but the substituent gives the lowest number as possible. Okay, that is the rule. So another example here, you can see 3 ethyl. So you have to give number from this side: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the third position, there is ethyl. So in alphabetical order, E gets higher priority. So you have to give the number from this end, not from right to left. Okay. So 3 ethyl, 5 methyl heptane, not 5 ethyl, 3 methyl heptane. And if a compound has 2 or more chains of the same length, so then the parent hydrocarbon is a chain with the greatest number of substituents. You can see. So you cannot give the number. So this is the wrong IUPAC system, because what happens? So they have given the longest. This is also longest chain. You can see 6 carbon atom is there, and from this also there are 6 carbon atoms. But what you have to do? If a compound has 2 or more chains of the same length, so the parent you have to choose the parent hydrocarbon is the chain with the greatest number of substituents. So the number of substituents should increase. If I am giving numbering like this, only you can see the third position only one substituent, that is isopropyl. So 3 isopropyl hexane, you can give the name like this, but it is not so. What happens? What you should do? So the number of substituents should maximum. Okay. If I am giving numbering from this side, you can see. So in second position there is a methyl substituent. In third position there is ethyl substituent. So here there are 2 substituents, and this is the correct one. Here only one substituent. So you cannot give the name like this. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in the third position, alphabetical order, E gets high priority. So 3 ethyl. In second position there's a methyl. So 2 methyl hexane. Is it clear? Okay, fine. Then you have to give the name as isopropyl, secondary butyl, tertiary butyl, like this. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the longest chain. 6, 7, 8. So I'm not giving the numbering from this side. Okay, because if I'm giving from left to right, so the substituents will be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the substituent will be at 5th carbon atom. So that's why I have chosen right to left. So here you can see in the 4th position there is isopropyl. So you can give the name 4 isopropyl octane, or you can give the substituents for the you can give the number for this substituents also, side chain also. You have to give numbering. You ignore the longest chain. So you can, I'm giving 1, 2. So what you have to do? So in the 4th carbon, so this is a side chain. So you can see in the first position there is a methyl substituent. So this is the longest chain. So I'm giving 1, 2. In the first position there is a methyl substituent. So what you have to do? You get into the parenthesis in the bracket. So 4 hyphen 1 position there is a methyl substituent. So 1 methyl. So this is the longest chain, ethyl. So 1 methyl ethyl octane. So these 2 are the correct IUPAC name for this particular system. So let me repeat. So what you have to do? I'm giving the lowest substituents from this side. So 4th position there is a isopropyl. So you can give 4 isopropyl octane, or you can give the number for the substituents also. So 1, 2, or you can give the 1, 2 also. Okay, both are same. in the first position there is a methyl substituent. So 4 hyphen you have to give in the parenthesis. So 1 methyl. So the longest chain is ethyl. So 1 methyl, there are 2 carbons, so you have to give ethyl. And the longest chain is 8 carbon atom. The root word is arg. It should end with ANE. So both this name is correct IUPAC name for this particular organic compound. You can so I'm giving number from this 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the 5th position there is isobutyl. So 5 isobutyl decane. So the IUPAC name, or you can give this name also, or you can give 1, 2, 3. So 5 hyphen another bracket here. In the 2nd position you can see there is a methyl. So 2 methyl. The root word for the substituent 3. So propyl. So 5 hyphen 2 methyl propyl decane. Both name are correct IUPAC name. Okay. Then, so this is a practice example. You can practice at your own. Okay. So this is a numbering system. 6 1, 2 dimethyl propyl 4 propyl decane. So the numbering you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the correct numbering system for this compound. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you can solve this. You can check it out on your own. Okay. These 2 structures. Then, so skeletal structure. So what I have seen some of the questions from Central University questions. They are given the skeletal structure. You have to give the IUPAC name for this structure. Okay. So this is similar to the previous one here. So this is first, this is second, third, and fourth. So 4 carbon chain. It's a butane. You can see. Suppose. So this is substituents. Okay, so the substituent gets the lowest number. So you have to give the number from right to left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in second position, there is a methyl substituent. You can see if it is there, which means there is a CH3 group. And here CH3. And here you can see this is CH. So you should know, you should know the naming of 5 for a skeletal structure also. So there is a 2 methyl, there is a 6 carbon chain. So for 2 methyl hexane. You can see another example here. So numbering, you have to follow this one, because in the second position there is a substituent. If I'm giving numbering from this end, in 4th position only you are getting the substituent. So you should not give the numbering like this. Okay, I'm giving numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the longest chain. Okay, and you can see the substituents in second position, third position, and 6th position, which could which gets higher priority. So using alphabetical order. Okay, here methyl, ethyl. So E gets higher priority in the alphabetical order. So E comes prefix. So in the 6th position, ethyl. So 6 ethyl, 2, 3. There are 2 methyl groups. So dimethyl. You cannot forget the prefix word di, tri, tetra, and all. So 2, 3 dimethyl. So parent chain is a nonane, 9 carbon atoms, so nonane. Okay, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So third position there is a methyl substituent. In 4th position there is a propyl substituent. So 3 methyl 4 propyl heptane. Then this is exercise problems. Okay, you can, I have given the answer also. You can check. You can take a screenshot of this slide. You can solve it on your own, and you can check the answer. Okay, right. And for naming the skeletal structure, so this is a name. So these are self-assessment problems can solve, and sometimes they will give the name, and you have to draw the structure of the name. Okay, so I will solve one problem. So 4-ethyl 5-methyl octane. Okay, so you have to solve this type of problem, you have to choose the root word. So this is oct. Oct means there's a 8 carbon chain. So A and E only a hydrocarbon, I mean only sigma bond is there. So you have to choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have to draw like this. Okay. Since it is an octane, 8 carbon chain, you can draw like this. So 8 carbon atom. Then you have to give the substituents. In the 4th position, you can see ethyl. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here there is ethyl substituent. So CH2, CH3. Then in the 5th position, methyl. So this is a 5th. Can draw the methyl at 5th carbon chain. So there are no other substituents, only 2 substituents. Then you have to the valence. The valence of carbon atom is 4. Okay. So CH3. So 2 bond is there. Then I have to give 2. CH2. CH2. Here you can see 3 carbon. I mean 3 bond is there. So I have to put only 1 hydrogen atom. And here hydrogen. So CH2, CH2. So you have to give the valence of carbon atom, CH3. So this is the structure of 4-ethyl 5-methyl octane. Okay, you can see 4-ethyl. The 4th position there is ethyl, and 5th position there is a methyl. Okay, like this you can solve this type of problems. And another example, 3,4 diethyl heptane. So heptane, you have to choose the root word. Hept means there are 7 carbon atoms. Okay, so you can see 7 and 3,4 diethyl. So 3,4 diethyl heptane. Sorry, this is propyl. Okay, there's a CH3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry. Heptane. So you have to draw 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and 3,4, 3rd position and 4th position. Ethyl, CH2, CH3, and here also you can CH2, CH3. Okay, so you have to balance the balance of carbon atom. So since it's a 4, can give 3. Give 2 bond is there. So I'm giving 2 CH2. 3 bond is there. So only 1 hydrogen atom and 1 hydrogen atom. Here CH2, CH2, CH3. So like this you can solve this type of problems. Then, so this is a self-exercise problem. You can take a screenshot. You can solve it on your own. If you have any doubt, you can clarify in the next session. Okay. Then, how do you give the name for the cyclic compounds? So the cycloalkanes, you can see. But a cyclic compound, you can give the word prefix cyclo. So cyclopropane. If it is 4 carbon, cyclobutane, cyclopentane, cyclohexane. And this is skeletal structure. Okay, cyclopropane, cyclobutane, pentane, and cyclohexane. So the first rule for naming the IUPAC for the cyclic compounds. So in the case of cyclic compounds, if it is attached with the alkylic substituent, so the ring is the parent hydrocarbon. You can see here, which is a parent hydrocarbon. So the cyclic compound is the parent hydrocarbon. So there is a methyl substituent, then can give the name. So methyl cyclopentane. Okay. Suppose you can see there is ethyl substituent, so ethyl cyclohexane.
Sir,
But yes,
parent compound means
yeah, the parent hydrocarbon. Yeah, so very good question. So that is the root word. That is a parent chain. That is the I have mentioned the first rule, which is a parent carbon. So that parent carbon you have to give the name suffix. So I will explain the parent and the suffix and prefix and the substituents in the later slides. Then yeah, let me explain. Okay, so this slide will give you the answer. You can see. So what is the parent chain? So the parent means that is a higher priority. Okay, then this is a prefix. This is a substituent. And suffix is the another substituent. That's a principal group. Okay, so for naming this type of compound, so you can see there are two functional groups. So keto functional group is there and cyanide functional group is there. So according to priority order, so this cyanide gets a higher priority. Okay, and this keto group now gets a lower priority. So you have to give the name. So 5-oxo. So parent means the longest chain. So hex. So this is the parent carbon chain, the longest chain. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 carbon is a parent. So you have to give the name hex. Is it clear now? Parent means the longest chain. Then another substituents. So there's a nitrile. Later I can explain these slides. Okay. So I am having another 30 minutes. So I have to complete the IUPAC nomenclature. Okay. So if there is only one substituent, so you should not mention the number. You can see only one methyl, so I'm not mentioning the number. So methyl cyclopentane, ethyl cyclohexane. Suppose here you can see. So here, what is the parent chain? In this example, so the ring is the parent hydrocarbon unless the substituent has more carbon atom. You can compare the number of carbon atoms, the ring and the chain. Here in the chain you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon atoms. In the ring only 4 carbon atoms. So here this is the substituents. Okay, here you can see this is the substituent and this is the parent carbon, the longest chain. So the parent carbon gets the suffix, it's a suffix name. Is it clear? Compare these two examples. Here, so this is a substituent. Ethyl is a substituent. So ethyl cyclohexane. Cyclohexane is a parent name. That's why it is in the end of the name. It's a suffix. But when you compare this example, here the chain is having more carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon atoms in the chain. but the ring has only 4 carbon atom, then this is the parent chain. So you can consider this cyclobutyl as a substituent. So numbering can give the numbering 1, 2, 3. So in the first position there is a cyclobutyl substituents. So one cyclobutyl, the parent chain, this is the parent. So 5 carbon atom, so pentane. Is it clear, this slide?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. And if the ring has 2 substituents, as I said earlier, the alphabetical order gets a higher priority. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the parent is cyclopentane. So this is a suffix cyclopentane. You can see the substituents. In the first position, the methyl substituent. In second, the propyl. So 1 methyl, 2 propyl cyclopentane. Here, 1 methyl, 3 methyl. This is the alphabetical order. This is its higher priority. So you have to give the number from this side. 1, 2, 3. So you cannot give like this. Here 1, I am giving 2, 3. So 1 methyl, 3 propyl. This is wrong one. I mean the green system, no. You should not give like this, because in the alphabetical order, E gets higher priority than M. So you have to start from this one. So 1 methyl, 3 methyl, the parent is cyclopentane. 3 methyl cyclopentane. And this is, you can see, 1, 3. You have to use the prefix. There are 2 methyl substituents. So 1, 3 dimethyl. So this is a parent, cyclohexane. Okay. Then, if there are more than 2 substituents, what happens? You can see 4 ethyl, 2 methyl, 1 propyl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this I have to follow, no, the lowest as much as possible. Okay. So in the 4th position, there is a ethyl substituent. Then E gets higher priority in the alphabetical order, then M, and least P. So 4 ethyl. In the second position, there's a methyl, 2 methyl, 1 propyl. So this is cyclohexane is a parent. So cyclohexane. You cannot give the name like this. Okay. Then, or like this. This is the wrong one. So you can give, so 1, 1, 2. There are 3 substituents. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In first position, there are 2 methyl substituents. So you have to mention the in the position of substituents. 1, 1. Then in second position also there is a methyl substituent 2. So there are 3 methyl substituents. So you have to use the prefix tri. So trimethyl cyclopentane. Okay. So this is the wrong one. You cannot give the name like this. So I will share the PowerPoint. You can solve it on your own. You can check. If you have any difficulties or if you have any queries, you can ask me in the next one. As I'm success process given. Okay. Take a screenshot. So let me finish it within 5 to 10 minutes so that we can discuss the problems asked in the MSc entrance examinations. So number in the alkene system, you can see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the parent is a 5 carbon atom, and you have to mention the double bond position. So you can see 1 and 4 position, there is a 2 double bonds. So you can give penta and 1, 4 diene or 1, 4 pentadiene. Okay. And another example here. So this gets a higher priority. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here you can see in third position that's a methyl substituent. So 3-methyl, the root word. So 5 carbon, so pent, and in the first position there is a double bond, alkene. So 1E. Or you can simply say 3-methyl 1-pentene, which means in the first position there is a carbon-carbon double bond. Okay. Another example. So this is an exercise problem. You can solve it. And if it is a geometrical isomerism, so this is the systematic name you have to give, whether it is E or Z. Okay. If it is, you have, I will explain this slide. Sorry. Okay. So same substituents. Opposite side is a trans. If it is on the same side, it is a cis one. Suppose if there are two different substituents, here you can see ethyl, here there is a methyl. So how do you cannot give the name cis trans for this type of alkenes? So for that you have to use E and Z. You have to do the priority based on the atomic weight. So here again you can see. So this gets higher priority, hydrogen gets lower priority, 1 and 2. Here you can see, so 2 and this is 1. Here you can see the higher priority and the opposite. Then opposite means you have to give E. Okay, in Latin it's a N-Gen. And Z is a Zuzaman. Okay, it's the same side. It is opposite side. Here I'm giving number based on the atomic based on the atomic weight, 1 and 2. Here carbon gets higher priority, hydrogen is the least priority. Here you can see it's on the same side. Higher priority is on the same side, so you can give Z. Okay, so I will explain this in the when I'm taking stereochemistry. Okay, so this is exercise problems. Okay, alkenes. And for alkynes, what you have to do? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 carbon atoms. The root word is a but. In the first position, the triple bond. So it ends up, you have to use the suffix "-ine", YNE. So it's a 1-butene. You can see. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in the third position, there is a triple bond. So the longest chain is a 6 carbon chain. So hex. Third position, there is a triple bond. So ine. So 3-hexyne. So this is exercise problems. You can take a screenshot. So you have to work. So when you are dealing with the problems, you should understand the concept. Then you have to solve the problems. Then only you are able to solve so many problems in the competitive examinations, like in the Central University examinations or IIT or some other examinations. So this is the priority order. So you should memorize the priority order. If there is more than one functional group, okay. So the carboxylic acid gets higher priority than ester, then amide, so nitrile, ketone, alcohol, amine, alkyne. So this is a priority order, and this is a suffix name, and this is a prefix name. You can see. So suppose, so I want to give the IUPAC for this compound. Two substitutes, two functions. One is a keto, another one is. So according to the priority, getting high priority, and this is nitrate. So nitrate gets the higher priority. Okay. Then this is him. So this comes. can see. So the systematic name uses substituents or prefix. Prefix as oxo. So 5-oxo. So parent chain is the longest chain. So there is a carbon. So hexane. And the highest priority is the nitrile. So nitrile. Okay. So the carboxylic acid, you have to use if it is a prefix, you have to see it is suffix. The end of it is oic acid. So this is oic acid. 1, 3, 4. So 4 atom. So the parent name and the next name. Only one group, oic acid, butanoic acid. So here 1, 2, 3. So in third position there is a methyl substituent. So you have to give the substituent. You have to mention the position of the substituent. So 3 methyl. So you can choose the longest chain. 5, 6. This is one chain. So hexane. And you have to use the fixed name, carboxylic acid. So hexanoic acid. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 substituents. So 5 hydroxy. Third position there's a methyl, 3 methyl. The parent chain is 7 carbons, heptane. So since it is a carboxylic acid, you have to use suffix oic acid. So heptanoic acid. Like this, you have to give the name for this carboxylic acid. Yes.
Your slides are not visible, sir.
Yeah. Sorry.
Slides are not visible.
Yeah. Let me check. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So carboxylic acids, then esters. Here you have to use the suffix oate, O-A-T-E. You can see. So there is a methyl substituent, and you have to choose the parent chain. So 1, 2, 3. So methyl propanoate. Okay, this is a suffix you have to use. Look at this example. So ethyl substituent, you have to give the number. Parent chain, choose 1, 2, 3. So ethyl, the root word is prop. So ethyl propanoate. So pentyl butanoate, isopentyl propanoate. So I will explain 1 or 2 examples for each functional group so that we can go to the problems. Okay, amide. So here you can use the amide. You can see you have to choose the parent chain 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 but. So butanamide. Okay, and here you can see 3 butanamide or but 3-ene. 1, 2, 3, 4. In third position there is alkene. So the parent chain is a but. So but in third position alkene. So you have to give ene and amide. So but 3-enamide or 3-butenamide, which means in third position there is a carbon-carbon double bond. If it is no carbon-carbon double bond, alkane, you can use butanamide. Okay, right. Then cyanide group or nitrile. Suffix, so you have to use nitrile. If it comes in the prefix, use cyano. 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, so pentane is a parent chain, pentane nitrile. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 hydroxy, 5 hexane is a parent, hexane nitrile. Okay. So aldehyde. So aldehyde means you have to use a prefix EL. Okay. If it is in a prefix, you can use oxo or formamide. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3-methyl butanol. The pronunciation is same for alcohol, but there you can see OL. You should not confuse with the butanol in the aldehyde or butanol for alcohol. Okay, so this is AL, 3-methyl butanol, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. So third position, that's a methyl substituent, 3-methyl. The parent is a 4 carbon, so but. In the third position, there is a carbon-carbon double bond alkene. So but 3-ene and Al. E. Okay, since it's an aldehyde, 3-methyl, 3-butanol. Both. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 2 functional groups. Okay, the keto functional group, if it is a prefix, I said you can use oxo. So 4-oxopentanol, Al. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So third position, there is a hydroxy group. So 3-hydroxy, 5-oxo. So parent chain is 6 carbon, so hexanol. And ketone, so suffix you have to use one, O-N-E. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So pentane. In second position, there's ketone. So pentane 2 or pentanol, both are correct. And you can see another example: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in the fifth position, there's a methyl substitute. So 5-methyl hexane is a root word. Hexane. In second position, there's a ketone. So hexanone and 2-hexanone. So alcohol. So propanol. So you can see the root word propane. The first position, alcohol function, you have to use OL. So 1-propanol. If it is a prefix, you can use hydroxy. If it is a suffix, it's a parent. Only one functional group. It's end with OL, all. Okay, and this is 2-methyl hexanol, 1-hexanol. In second position, there is alkene. So parent chain is a 5-carbon chain. So pen. Second position, there is a carbon-carbon double bond. So 2-ene. In first position, there's alcohol. So 1-ol. 2-pentene, 1-ol. Amines. You can see. So 1, 2. So you cannot start from here because the numbering system is for only a carbon chain. So this is nitrogen. Okay, you cannot give number from nitrogen end. So 1-butanamine. Similarly, so there is a in second position there is an alkene. So 4-carbon chain. So but. Second position ene. So 2-ene and 1-amine. So 2-butene, 1-amine. Suppose if there is a substituent at the nitrogen atom, you have to mention the nitrogen substituted. So N-methyl. Okay, you can see N-methyl. So 6-carbon chain hex. In third position there is an amine. So 3-amine. Is it clear? You have to mention the substituents at the nitrogen atom. N-methyl. So root word is hex. So hexane. Third position, we have seen the amine. So 3-amine. So N-methyl 3-hexanamine. Similarly, so 1 amino, 2 butanol. In second position, there is a hydroxyl group, 2 butanol. Okay. So you can take a screenshot of this slide. So I'm having another, I'll be taking another 5 to 10 minutes. So with alkyl halides, similarly, you can use, you can follow the same IUPAC nomenclature systems. Bromo, chloro, iodo can give. And if it is ether, you have to use methoxy, ethoxy. I said earlier, you can see methoxy. If it is CH2, O, so ethoxy, isopropoxy, secondary butoxy, tertiary butoxy. It ends with oxy. So replace I with OXY. I mean, yes, OXY. You can see. So methoxy. So OCH3, you can give methoxy and only one carbon, it's a methane. So methoxy, methane. Here you can see methoxy, ethane. So the longest chain. So the substituents. So the longer chain is ethane. Similarly, 1 ethoxy, you can see 3 methyl, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 is a pen is a word. In position, you can see ethoxy, OH2CH3, 1 ethoxy. In third position, there's methyl substituent, so 3 methyl pentane. So like this, you can give the IUPAC nomenclature for ethers and thiol. 1, 2, 3. So propane is the root, I mean, longest chain. First position there is a thiol. So propane, 1 thiol. If it is a prefix, you can give mercapto. Okay. So here you can see. So according to the table, so here you can see 4 mercapto, 2 methyl, 2 all. So here hydroxy groups, I mean, alcohol gets a higher priority. So 2, 3, 4. So here you can see this is a substituent. The fourth position mercapto substituent. So 4 mercapto. In second position there is a methyl substituent, 2 methyl. So parent chain, so 4 carbon chain. So bute. In third position there is alkene. So 3 ene. Second position alcohol functional group is there. So 2 all. Like this you have to give. Okay. And let me go to the problems. So I'll take another 5-10 minutes, 5 minutes so that I can finish today's session. You can see. So this is the collection of questions from various central universities. Okay. So the first question. So this is a question from Central University of Science and Technology, CUSAT, in 2013. So the IUPAC name for this compound. So first rule, what is, you have to choose the longest chain, then you have to give the substituents the lowest as possible. You can see, I'm giving number from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In third position, there is a ethyl, CH2, CH3. In fourth, there are 2 methyl groups. So the name is 3-ethyl 4,4 because there are 2 substituents. So you have to give the prefix di. So 4,4 dimethyl. What is the parent chain? There are 7 carbon atoms. So hept, and since it is an alkane, it ends with ANE. So 3-ethyl 4,4 dimethyl heptane is the name, but in the given options, you can see. So there is a mistake in the question paper. So 3-ethyl 4,4 dimethyl, it is not hexane, it is a heptane. Okay. Another question. So this is a question asked in 2012 MSc Chemistry entrance in CUSAT. So the tetramethylallene. So what is the IUPAC name for this? Okay. So this is structure. So numbering. I'm giving numbering from this end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. you can see in the second position there is a methyl. In fourth position also there is a methyl. So 2, 4. 2, 4. There is a 2 methyl group. So you have to use a di. That's a prefix word, di methyl. And the parent chain is a 5 carbon. So penta. Okay, hyphen. In second and third position, you can see double bond is there, alkene is there. So 2, 3 diene. So this is IUPAC name. So the correct answer is option D. 2, 4 dimethyl penta 2, 3 diene. So if you have any doubts, you can stop me. So let me clarify your doubts, then we can proceed further. There are 15 questions from IUPAC nomenclature alone from the various central universities. Okay. Then, so ozonolysis of a given molecule. So this is the molecule that are given. So ozonolysis gives product Y and acetone. So what is the IUPAC name of the compound Y? So the question is, so this compound can undergo ozonolysis to give Y and acetone. They are given in the question itself, acetone. CH3, CO, CH3. Okay. And what is the IUPAC name of Y? So I am giving the reaction. So I will explain this ozonolysis reaction in another session. So organic reaction, I will discuss the various reactions like hydration, ozonolysis, or Canonical rule, Markovnikov rule, and Markovnikov rule, Seltzer rule, elimination. I will discuss in another session. So ozonolysis here, for ozonide, then we give the aldehyde and ketone. So this is the compound Y. So what is the name, IUPAC name of the compound Y? So here you can choose 1, 2, 3. Aldehyde gets higher priority according to the table. Okay, 5. So what is the name? Anyone? So there is a 3. Third position there is a methyl. Fifth position there is a hydroxy. And another important thing, they are given absolute configuration of the chiral center, whether it is R or S. So I will explain the assignment of absolute configuration for chiral center stereochemistry. Okay, don't worry, I'll give a brief explanation of assigning of absolute configuration. Okay, so here you forget the stereochemistry. Okay, so the fifth position there is hydroxy. 5-hydroxy. In third position, you can see methyl, 3-methyl. In first position, there is an aldehyde. It should end with the Al. So 5-hydroxy, 3-methyl pentanol. And the correct answer is option C. Then, so this is a question asked in the University of Hyderabad in 2017 examination. So the IUPAC name for the following compound. So you can see. So the numbering. So alcohol gets higher priority. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So what is the name? So there is a fourth position. There is a methyl substituent, 4-methyl. So parent chain is a 6 carbon chain. So 4-methyl hex. In the fifth position there is alkene. Okay. So 5-ene. In second position, you can see alkyne. There's a triple bond. So 2-ine. One position, there is an alcohol. So it should end with OL. So the correct name is 4-methyl hex 5-ene 2-ine 1-ol. Option A is the correct answer. So cyclic compound. So this is a question asked in 2016. So the IUPAC name for the cyclic compounds. So the numbering system. So you have to give the number from this end because this is alkene, cyclopentene. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the first position there is a methyl substituent. In fifth position there is a vinyl. Vinyl means you can see CH double bond CH2. So 1-methyl 5-vinyl or vinyl cyclopentene. So the correct answer is option C. So the IUPAC name for the aromatic compounds. can see. So this is a phenol derivative, hydroxybenzene. So phenol compound. So one, yeah, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. You cannot give from this side because the substituent gets the lowest number as possible. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In second position, there's a fluoro, but according to alphabetical order, A gets the higher priority. So 4 amino, 2 fluoro, phenol, or you can say hydroxybenzene. Okay, so the correct answer is option A. 4 amino, 2 fluoro, hydroxybenzene. Then, so this is a question asked in 2013. IUPAC name for the following compound. Here you have to follow the, if it is a carbon in alkene, geometry isomerism. As I said earlier, you have to mention whether it is E configuration or in Z configuration. Okay, you can see. So the numbering. So there is an alkene and alkyne. So alkene gets higher priority. As I shown in this slide. Okay, carbon gets higher priority. So you can give the numbering from this end: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the geometry of carbon-carbon double bond. Here you can see it's a hydrogen and here hydrogen. So
Sir,
it is opposite side. Yeah.
E means and Z means, sir.
Yes. Sorry.
E means and Z means. What about E and
Sorry,
Z,
I'm
sir?
going to get you. Your voice. Yeah, E and Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will explain. E and Z means the carbon-carbon double bond. Okay, so here is hydrogen and here hydrogen. So you have to mention the geometry of E and carbon-carbon double bond. So you have to give the priority according to the atomic weight. Here you can see the carbon and here hydrogen. So here 1 and this is 2. And here you can see hydrogen 2 and here you can see 1. So the low, higher priority is opposite side 1, 1, 2, 2. So I will explain in detail the stereochemistry and the geometry isomerism in the in the stereochemistry class. So you do not worry about the assignment of E and Z nomenclature. Later I will explain. Okay, don't worry about it. I will explain absolute configuration and E Z nomenclature in a separate class. Is it clear?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. The numbering system. So E, so parent chain is oct. There are 8 carbon atom. So oct. In second position, you can see it's a 2 alkene. So you have to give ene, and the 6th carbon there's a triple bond ine. So the correct answer is option A. E oct 2 ene 6 ine. Okay. So don't worry about E and Z nomenclature and R and S absolute configuration. So I will explain in detail under a stereochemistry session. Then IUPAC name of this compound, you can see. So this is a question asked in 2012. CH3CON BRCl. Here you can see. So this is amide, CON. What is there? So it's a amide functional group, and you have to mention the substituents, whether it is a N, you can see. So you have to follow the alphabetical order, not N-chloro. You have to give the priority for bromo. So it's a B. So N-bromo, N-chloro, you can see only 2 carbon atoms, acetamide. So N-bromo, N-chloro, acetamide. So correct answer is option A. Then IUPAC name for this compound. Here also, the alkene gets higher priority over alkyne. So the priority order is, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In third position, there is a methyl substituent. So 3-methyl. So parent chain is the longest chain. So 6 carbon atom. So hex. In first position, the first carbon, there is a alkene. So carbon double bond. So 1 ene. In the fourth position, you can see triple bond, 4 ine. So 3-methyl hex 1 ene 4 ine. The correct answer is option D. So the IUPAC name for the aromatic compound. So what is the ring system here? So pyrrole. So 1, 2, 3. So 3 in third position there is an amino. 3 amino pyrrole. So the correct answer is option D. 3 amino pyrrole. So this is a Pondicherry University question in 2016. So find out the correct IUPAC name for the following molecule. Here you can see which group gets higher priority, whether it is alcohol or aldehyde. So you have to memorize the priority order, then only you can solve this type of problems. Okay, you can see. So aldehyde gets higher priority. So you can start the numbering from this end: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is a parent chain. So you have to mention the geometrical isomerism for alkene. Okay, here is a E. Don't worry about this assignment. And you can see in the fourth position there is a ethyl substituent. 4 ethyl. In eighth position there is a hydroxy substituent. So 8 hydroxy. The parent chain is a none, 9 carbon chain, so none. And the second position ene. So 2 ene, 1 all. Al. Okay, which means it's an aldehyde functional group. So you cannot give the 8 hydroxy because according to alphabetical order, E gets higher priority. So 4 ethyl, then only 8 hydroxy. So the correct answer is option B. So ethyl, 8 hydroxy. Here they have not mentioned the position of the ethyl group, but it should be 4 ethyl. Okay, but in the options they have not given the substituent of ethyl, position of the ethyl, but it's not a problem. Okay, 4 ethyl, 8 hydroxy, known, 2 enol. Then in 2012 there was a question. So they have given the structure. Yeah. So the image was corrupted. So okay. So they have given a name. So 2-methyl 4-heptene 2-all. So you have to identify the correct structure. Okay, you can see. So there is a parent chain hept. So you have to draw 7 carbon chain. 4, 5, 6, 7. Then second position you can see there's a methyl substituent. Okay, 2-methyl. In the fourth triple bond. In fourth position you can see ine. Then second position there is a hydroxyl group is also there, OH. Then you have to fill the valence of carbon, CH2, CH2, CH3. Okay, so this is the correct structure. Correct answer option B. Then, so IUPAC name for this. So this is the ester functional group. So it should end with O8. Okay, you can start the numbering from this carbon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here you can see ethyl. So ethyl. In sixth position there is a hydroxy group. So 6 hydroxy. The parent chain is a 6 carbon. So hexanoate. So ethyl 6 hydroxy hexanoate. So correct answer is option A. So another question from Pondicherry University in 2010. IUPAC name for this compound, you can see. So the numbering starts from aldehyde 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If it is carbon-carbon double bond, you should mention the geometry, whether it is Z or E. Okay, the parent is a 6 carbon chain. So hex. In the fourth position, there is a carbon-carbon double bond. So 4 ene. You can mention 1 or it is not necessary. Okay, it is not mentioned. The Al is the first carbon. So 4 enol. Okay, so this is the acidity-basicity questions I will discuss in the next class. So far we have discussed the IUPAC nomenclature system for organic compounds and acyclic molecules and cyclic molecules, and we have solved the problems also. Okay, if you have any doubts you can ask me. in the next session, I will discuss some important organic concepts. Okay, can see. So the electrophiles and nucleophiles, types of organic reactions, okay, and the acidity basicity of organic compounds. They have given 4 options, and which compound will be more acidic or which compound will be more basic, and the concept of dipole moment also, and the hydrogen bonding. So the strength of hydrogen bonding, which will be having a higher hydrogen, a strong hydrogen bonding, like this we'll discuss in the next session under general organic chemistry. And also I will be taking stereochemistry. So in stereochemistry, I will be discussing the assignment of absolute configuration for chiral center, achiral molecules, and E is a nomenclature for alkene types of compounds. Okay. Is there any doubts?
Hello, Raj.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice session. So students, if you have any doubt, then we can discuss now, or you can mail to Rajkumar sir directly, or to the Spark mail, then we will communicate to him. So that's it. We can wind up the session if you don't have any questions.
Sir, how will we
And
get lecture notes?
yeah, and one more thing, we already shared the worksheet with the paid candidates, and we uploaded all the materials in the Google Drive also. So if you didn't
Okay.
receive any, if you paid the fees and didn't receive any, then please contact us.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Rajkumar sir.
Yeah, thank you, Bashir sir.
So I'm closing here.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm